You won't believe how a simple waiting room changed the rest of my life, and if you stay with me until the end, I promise this story will stay with you for a long time. And hey, if you love emotional Sapphic stories that hit right in the heart, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Your support helps me bring more stories like this to life. I used to say waiting rooms were my escape hatch, the one place where no one expected anything from me. As a young resident doctor, I spent every day giving my time, my energy, my empathy. But in the waiting room, I could steal a moment to breathe. I never imagined that the most significant breath I'd ever take would come from meeting her. It was a gray Tuesday morning, the kind that presses on your shoulders and makes the hospital lights seem harsher than usual. I'd hurried out of the exam wing to grab a cup of terrible vending machine tea, and that's when I saw her, sitting by the window, fingers twisted together like she didn't know what to do with them. She had the sort of presence that pulled you in before you even realized you were staring. And I was staring. She looked up, caught me, and smiled as if she was embarrassed to exist. It was a small smile, but warm. A flicker of something calm in the middle of the hospital chaos. "Sorry," she whispered when I walked past her. "I'm always early. Then I end up just waiting. I don't know why I stopped. Doctors don't usually chat in waiting rooms, we're always running somewhere." But something in her voice made me pause. "That's not always a bad thing," I said, holding up my tea. "Waiting rooms are never boring for me." It was a silly line, a nervous one. But it made her laugh softly. I didn't know then how much I would crave that sound later. Her name was Leah. She told me that after a heartbeat of hesitation, as if the name itself was something delicate. She was there for her sister, who had been battling a long-term illness. She wasn't sick herself, but anyone could see the exhaustion tucked behind her eyes. The kind of tired that comes from loving someone fiercely and being afraid all the time. We spoke only for a minute before I was paged away, but something in that minute stayed with me through my whole shift. I found myself glancing toward the waiting area more times than I should have. She wasn't there by the time I returned. But she came back. Not every day, but often enough that my heart learned to recognize the shape of her sitting by that window. Each time we stole a little more time together. A few minutes before my rounds. 2 quiet words in a busy hallway. A shared joke about the vending machine that ate coins like a hobby. We never said anything too big, too revealing. But there was a softness between us, the kind that grows when two people find comfort in each other without meaning to. Then came the night everything changed. Her sister had taken a bad turn, and Leah was pale with fear when I found her. I sat beside her, even though I wasn't technically supposed to. Policies existed, but so did people, and sometimes people needed you more. "Tell me she's going to be okay," she whispered, voice trembling. "I can't promise," I said honestly. "But she's fighting. And she's not alone." Her hands were shaking. Without thinking, I reached for them. Her fingers curled into mine as if she'd been waiting for that moment. We sat like that until the emergency passed. Her sister stabilized. Leah cried, not loud, but enough that it cracked something open in both of us. When she hugged me, it wasn't a thank you. It was something deeper. Something terrifying. Something wonderful. But love, especially unexpected love, never comes without its tangle of fear. For weeks afterward, I questioned everything. I was a doctor, I wasn't supposed to form attachments to family members of patients. Boundaries existed for a reason. And Leah, she'd been through enough. The last thing she needed was someone who wasn't sure they were allowed to love her. So I pulled away. Our conversations grew shorter. My excuses grew longer. She noticed, of course she did. One afternoon she caught me in the hallway, eyes shining with a hurt she was trying to hide. "Did I do something wrong?" she asked. Her voice broke something in me. I couldn't lie to her, not like that. "No," I said softly. You did everything right. I'm the one who's scared. She took a breath, one that shook slightly. Scared of me? No. Scared of how much you matter. The truth hung between us, fragile as glass. For a long moment she said nothing. Then she stepped closer, her eyes gentle but steady. You don't have to protect me from your feelings, she whispered. I've lived in hospitals long enough to know that love is the whole point. It's what keeps us going. And just like that, the fear loosened its grip. We began slowly. Coffee breaks instead of rushed conversations. Walks outside the hospital instead of stolen minutes in waiting rooms. I met her sister when she was well enough to smile and tease us both. We learned each other's routines, each other's fears, each other's favorite quiet moments. It wasn't a whirlwind romance, it was a steady flame, one that burned warmer every day. Months later, on a calm autumn morning, I found Leah in the waiting room again, not because she had to be there, but because she wanted to surprise me. She held 2 cups of vending machine tea. Thought I'd return the favor, she said with that familiar shy smile. I laughed, took the cup, and sat beside her. The same window. The same chairs. But everything felt different now, fuller. Waiting rooms are still your favorite place, she teased. They are, I said, leaning my head lightly against hers. Because they brought me you. And in that quiet moment, surrounded by echoes of the past, I realized something: love doesn't always arrive with fireworks. Sometimes it slips into your life in the quietest place you know, sits beside you, and waits until you're brave enough to see it. So if you're still here, thank you for listening. And if you enjoyed the story, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. There are so many more stories waiting to find you, just like Leah found me.